Sports have always been a popular form of entertainment and competition, but some sports are much more expensive than others. In this video, we'll be looking at the 5 most expensive sports in the world and the reasons why they are so costly. Formula One racing. Formula One racing is a high-speed, high-tech sport that involves cars traveling at speeds of over 200 miles per hour. The cost of competing in Formula One can be astronomical, with some teams spending over $500 million per year on research and development, travel, salaries, and equipment. One of the biggest reasons for the high cost of Formula One is the technology involved. The cars used in the sport are some of the most advanced vehicles in the world, with cutting-edge engines, aerodynamics, and materials. The sport is also heavily reliant on sponsorships and advertising, with teams partnering with major brands to help cover the costs. Another factor that contributes to the high cost of Formula One is the travel involved. The sport is truly global, with races taking place in countries all over the world. Teams must transport their cars, equipment, and personnel to each race, which can be incredibly expensive. Equestrian sports. Equestrian sports, such as show jumping and dressage, are some of the most expensive sports in the world. Owning and caring for a horse can be incredibly costly, with expenses such as feed, veterinary care, and training adding up quickly. In addition to the costs associated with owning a horse, equestrian sports also require expensive equipment and facilities. The arenas used for competitions must meet certain specifications, and riders must wear specialized clothing and equipment to ensure safety and performance. Another factor that contributes to the high cost of equestrian sports is the training involved. Horses must be carefully trained and prepared for competition, which can take years of work and dedication. Riders must also spend significant amounts of time training and honing their skills, often working with expensive coaches and trainers. Sailing. Sailing is another sport that can be incredibly expensive, especially at the elite level. The boats used in competitive sailing can cost millions of dollars, and maintaining and transporting them can be costly as well. Sailing also requires a significant investment in training and preparation, with sailors spending months or even years honing their skills and learning about the conditions they will face on the water. The sport is also heavily reliant on sponsorships and partnerships, with many teams and athletes working with major brands to help offset the costs. Another factor that contributes to the high cost of sailing is the travel involved. Like Formula One, sailing is a global sport that requires competitors to travel to events all over the world. This can be incredibly expensive, with teams and athletes needing to transport their boats and equipment, as well as pay for travel and accommodations. Polo. Polo is a sport that has long been associated with luxury and wealth, and for good reason. Owning and caring for a polo pony can be incredibly expensive, with some of the top horses selling for hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars. In addition to the cost of the horses, polo also requires expensive equipment, such as specialized saddles and mallets. The sport is also heavily reliant on sponsorships and partnerships, with many teams and events working with major brands to help cover the costs. Another factor that contributes to the high cost of polo is the lifestyle associated with the sport. Polo is often played by wealthy individuals who can afford to spend significant amounts of money on travel, accommodations, and other luxuries. This lifestyle can be a significant expense, adding to the overall cost of the sport. Skiing. Skiing is a sport that can be both thrilling and expensive. The cost of skiing equipment, lift tickets, and accommodations can add up quickly, especially at popular ski resorts. However, it's not just the recreational aspect of skiing that can be expensive. Competitive skiing can also be incredibly costly. Competitive skiers must invest in specialized equipment, including skis, boots, bindings, and clothing, all of which can be quite expensive. In addition, they must spend significant amounts of time and money training and traveling to competitions. Another factor that contributes to the high cost of skiing is the terrain involved. Skiing often takes place in mountainous regions, which can be difficult and expensive to access. Additionally, maintaining ski slopes and ski lifts can be a significant expense for resorts and organizers. Sports have always been a popular form of entertainment and competition, but some are much more expensive than others. The 5 sports we've discussed: Formula One racing, equestrian sports, sailing, polo, and skiing all have unique factors that contribute to their high costs, including advanced technology, expensive equipment and facilities, travel, and even the lifestyle associated with the sport. While the high cost of these sports may be prohibitive for some, they continue to attract dedicated athletes and enthusiasts who are willing to invest their time, energy, and resources into pursuing their passions.